I consider myself an educated man, but school had nothing to do with it. That's actually a line from a British rapper called Sully Breaks. And I remember hearing the line and it really resonated with me because I do. I class myself as an educated individual, but my school life was, well, let's just say it wasn't the happiest days of my life. It was filled with constant disappointment, annoyance, detention, and basically everything that an ADHD kid goes through. Do you remember when something didn't make sense and you put your hand up and you went, "So I don't understand that," and all the other kids would laugh at you? Yeah, well, that was when you first should have realized that you are different. But no, I didn't. I just realized to shut my mouth and just start throwing rubbers and pencils around and creating mayhem, which was the real problem with school. It didn't grab my attention. Now, throughout the future years, I've been able to have conversations with some of the most impactful geniuses of the planet today. And one of those people, which I'm glad to call a friend, is a gentleman by the name of Peter Diamandis. And I've worked with Peter many years. In fact, there's a rant that we're going to be talking about in a few weeks' time about such one of those events. But Peter is an incredible guy, the man behind the X Prize Foundation and so many other things, Singularity University. His friend list of everyone from Larry Page, Elon Musk, is the geniuses of the geniuses. And he had a conversation recently about education. Now, education is there to create employees, not employers, employees. People that will stand in line, regurgitate the same shit, tick the box, make sure they don't step out of line, all that kind of stuff. It's not for those people to get them thinking differently, playing the what if scenario. Well, yeah, you could fill that box, but is there another way to do it? Now, if you think about it, everyone that you revere today has gone, hey, why does it have to be that way? Quite simply, it doesn't. It can be disrupted. It can be pushed to see what else can be done and what else can come up. And it's those disruptors which is leading the charge today. Every single one of those disruptors, they get the hate, they get the shekels, they get the people calling them names, getting them ripped off, lied to, sued. Think of Elon Musk. It's those scars that show that we tried and pushed us to define ourselves as entrepreneurs. And that's what education actually is. Trying something, it fails, and learning a new way to do something. But that's not the school system. The school system is here. It was built over 50 years ago during the Industrial Revolution to create employees, people that would regurgitate the same shit and show that they stayed in line. And then you could go, good, you follow orders, you'll make a good employee. Now, Sally Hogshead, good friend of mine, actually was saying the other day, and one of her fundamentals, which I regurgitate and I tell everyone, but I always give credit to her, different is better than better. And she was actually talking about Harvard, and apparently 90% of Harvard applicants that have a 1600 SAT and a 4.0 GPA. Now, if you're not in the American system and you're international, let me just tell you, that's the golden kids. Those are the unicorns. Those are the golden gooses. You get those kind of scores, that's a home run. That's a perfect 10. Then how did 90% of those people get rejected? Because Harvard's woken up to realize that the big power today is difference and actually imperfection. People don't want a perfect score. They want a point of view. They want someone to challenge the norm. And it's those people that are prepared to challenge that are prepared to succeed. Now, in a world today where we've got kids and us, even as adults, that education doesn't stop just because you finished school 20 years ago. We've got to constantly look at, hey, what if? Why not? How come? Why can't I try? You've got to be prepared. In all the people that I've spoken with, everyone that is a major powerhouse, regardless of the cultural differences, from Japan to Silicon Valley, they all share one thing in common: that curiosity and the ability to try. It doesn't work. Hey, it may not work 1,000 times, but let me ask you, how many times does it have to succeed? Once. But it will more than likely fail 30,000 times before he gets there. He may just have given up too short. Okay, you could have been as Greg Reed turns around 3 feet from gold. So close, but you missed it because you stopped trying. Education doesn't stop when the bell goes. It stops when you're dead, or it should. So I'm asking you today to dare to do something you never normally did. And more importantly, any of you out there that have got kids, challenge them. Tell them just because the box says, hey, A is right, maybe there's a G answer in there, an F or a combination of all three. But challenge yourself to try something different. And the first thing I would suggest you do is find people around you that do things differently. So you realize that by standing out, you're never going to fit in and you were never created to. Stay educated, keep getting the scars, and try something new.